Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. Today's video, we are going to be doing a day 3 fragrance house overview. I have been saying I was going to do this for the longest time, and I finally am doing it because it took me a little while to get through all of these fragrances. I have 11 fragrances to talk about from day 3, and I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my very favorite. And by the way, this video is not sponsored. They didn't ask me to do this. They did send me all the fragrances in PR, but they did not ask me to do a video. I was just very impressed with a lot of the fragrances from this house and decided I wanted to do a video because I really do enjoy this house. Not all of them work out for me though. I'm going to be brutally honest about every single one of these, and like I said, rank them from my least favorite to my absolute most favorite. And then, of course, I want to hear from you. Have you tried this house? What do you think of them? Are you interested in them? And what fragrances from the house do you love? So if you're interested in seeing my day 3 house overview, then just keep on watching. All right, so like I said, I'm going to rank these. And first of all, I want to tell you guys that this is the older bottles that they used to have, and they have changed their bottles. So if you didn't know that, recently they've changed their bottles and they've upgraded the packaging that it comes in, which is really, really nice. But this is what the new bottles look like. So yeah, I do really prefer these bottles. I think they look sleeker, they look more sophisticated. I don't think there was anything at all wrong with these bottles, but I do prefer these. These look a lot more luxe to me. And yeah, I just really like the upgrade. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with my least favorite. In the number 11 spot is Filosofia. This one is not my favorite from the house. And oh, by the way, of course I've tested all of these on skin. Right? It seems like I always get a comment from someone about testing perfumes on skin. Anyway, Filosofia day 3 is my least favorite of the bunch. This is in the number 11th spot. This one doesn't work out for me at all. So the top notes are bergamot, cardamom, black pepper. Heart notes are cashmere, tobacco, cypriol oil, and hazelnut. Base is vanilla absolute, chocolate, musk, and leather. So I think what I don't like about this is the black pepper in the opening. I'm a big fan of cardamom, but I can definitely make out that black pepper, and I don't enjoy that. That's not my favorite note. The cypriol, I love tobacco. I love cashmere. I love tobacco. The cypriol oil gives it something. This just leans masculine. It's a masculine leaning fragrance. The leather is there, and it just leans way too masculine for my personal preference. And even, sometimes when I get a fragrance that leans masculine, but it still smells really, really good, I can still appreciate the fragrance. It's just not for me. It would be more for like my husband, but my husband wore this fragrance and didn't care for it either. It's just not a scent I care for, to be honest. And I think it might be the combination of black pepper and the cypriol oil that ruins this fragrance for me. It's just not to my taste. However, is it a bad fragrance? The performance is good and it smells good quality. So it's just a personal preference thing. I'm not bashing this fragrance and saying it's bad. Honestly, I don't think any of the fragrances from day 3 are bad or poor quality. They all perform really well. They all smell like good quality ingredients, but this one just has notes in it that I don't personally care for. So it's a good one, but not for me, and it wasn't for my husband either. So yeah, Filosofia in the number 11 spot. All right, so in the number 10 spot, we have Aylan. This is a pretty new release from the house. I've given this a couple of wears, and I just can't get around the LME note in here. That is a very personal thing. LME does not work out for me. I have yet to find a fragrance that has LME in it that I end up enjoying. I think this is Aylan is how you say it, Aylan. Also, real quick, I did want to tell you the prices. So on their website, they have 10 mils available for $40. And then they also have 50 mils for $155. This is obviously their 50 mil. And that's what they all retail for. So if you don't want to buy a full-size bottle and you just want to try them out, you can go on their website and order a 10 mil for $40. But this one is Aylan, and this one, it was such a shame because I really, really wanted to love this. And there are a lot of things about this fragrance that I do love. So top notes, you have bergamot, elemi, and pink pepper. I love bergamot and I love pink pepper. The heart, you have Bulgarian rose, orange blossom, and cashmere, all notes that I love. Base is vanilla, saffron, and oud. Oud is a tricky, tricky note for me. But I have to say the oud in here is not overpowering. Honestly, it might be a combination of the oud and the elemi that's in here that's not working out for me. The oud isn't, I don't know, I guess I can kind of tell that there's oud in here. But I think for me, it's the elemi more than the oud, just because the oud seems like a baby oud. It's pretty soft. It's not like overpowering. To me, oud can sometimes come across as really skanky smelling. I don't get anything like that in here. Elemi is a note that for some reason amplifies on my skin, and I get a ton of that in here, and it smells like almost kind of like citrusy / pine needle smell. It's very unpleasant to me, and that's not to bash this fragrance, because I don't know what my problem is with elemi. I don't know. That is really just a personal thing. So this one doesn't work out for me. I really wanted to love it though, because I love rose fragrances, and I do love the rose in here. It has like a sweet jammy-ish rose. And then there's also the vanilla in here, which is really rich. It's a rich vanilla. I think there are a lot of people who are going to like this. I think if you're not really against elemi like I am, then you would end up really liking this. I do think it's worth checking out, because I think that I might be in the minority here. It is a great performing fragrance, but it just doesn't work for me and my personal preferences. Okay, so all the rest of the fragrances that I'm going to talk about from the line are fragrances that I either strongly like or really love. So there are no other fragrances that don't work for me in this entire line, which is pretty good, because I've never had a house that I've loved every single thing that they came out with ever. I don't think that's ever happened. I'm trying to think real quick off the top of my head if I'm telling the truth. No, I really can't think of a house that I just loved every offering that they have. However, a majority of what they have, I genuinely think is fantastic, and I want to keep them in my collection. All right, so this is difficult. Like, it's weird to be putting this fragrance in the number 9 spot, just simply because I genuinely think this is a fantastic fragrance. It brings me a lot of smiles when I wear it. So this is Escandalo. And this fragrance I like because it has guava in it, and I find it to be really, really interesting. It's not your typical summery tropical fragrance. It's super awakening. When you first spray it, it just gives me this like bright, fresh, awakened senses. You know what I mean? It has some, I think, lemon in the opening, and then it also has guava, which just really is uplifting. It's a mood booster perfume, perfect for summertime. And it just kind of transports me to a tropical paradise. I absolutely love the opening of this. It has that tangy guava feel, but with a sweetness too. It's just so great. So, so great. I think this won an award too. I'm pretty sure that this won an award in 2024, and for good reason. This is definitely a unique, if you're so sick and tired of the same old summery type fragrances, this is unique. There's florals in here. I think there's rose and jasmine, but there's also daisy in here, which I think is super fun. It's not just your typical floral scent. I don't know of a lot of fragrances that have daisy in it, and I think that helps to make it unique. The base has a little bit of depth to it. I believe there's white oud in here. I'm not really sure. I don't smell anything oudy, but I do get something that's a tiny, tiny bit, like ever so slightly tiny earthy in the base, but just a small amount. And that also lends to the uniqueness. It's not just your typical summertime fragrance. And I also believe there's quite a bit of musk in here. I can smell that for sure. So that like white oud, soft oudy, musky, but this isn't like, when I say oud, don't think of like when everybody had, whoa, what was that? God of Fire and Mango Kiss, I think. You know how they put, is that right, mango? Yeah, I think so. They had that mango and oud combo, and it was real like heavy oud, and It's not like that at all. This is much gentler and much softer than that. I didn't like either one of those fragrances. The oud was too much for me in those, and I'm not the biggest fan of mango. This is not that. It's very gentle, it's very soft, and perfect for summertime. So yes, I do really enjoy this one, Escandalo. Okay, and here I just said that I don't typically care for mango, but in this instance, I do really like the mango in here because it's not too much. I don't like the taste of mangoes. I can't eat mangoes. I absolutely hate them. I'm repulsed by the way they taste. And I know that's so weird because so many people love mangoes, but I can take them in scents as long as they're not with a really skinky oud or it's not too much, you know what I mean? And I love the way that they did this. This is Bani. And this is, again, another beautiful mango summertime fragrance. Yes, I do really enjoy this one. I'm not going to sit here and say that mango is ever going to be my absolute favorite, but this is a fun summertime fragrance. Very refreshing again. Yeah, it's not overpowering mango. There's mango leaf, which I do pick up a little bit of a greenness from this fragrance, but it's slight. It's not overpowering for me. I'm not always the biggest fan of green notes, but I like it in here. And then there's grapefruit. I can definitely pick that up. I like that opening combo. Then there's magnolia, lily of the valley, and coconut. I do pick up on the floral / coconutty kind of vibe in here, which again lends to that very summertime feeling. Base is sugarcane, which definitely gives it that sweetness that I really needed, but not too much that it would be suffocating in the hot weather. And then you have sandalwood and white musk. Definitely makes sense in the base. This is a muskier fragrance. A note about that though, when I say musk, every single one of day 3 fragrances that has musk in it is the kind of musk that I like. This is not like Tiziana Terenzi musk where it's just like so screechy and in your face and overpowering, and you know what I mean? This is a soft, the way day 3 does their musk is very cloud-like, very clean, very soft, and just airy. It gives an airy texture to the fragrances that I just absolutely love. And it has that cleanness to it, not that sharp, screechy feel like I said, like Tiziana Terenzi musk, I cannot handle it. This is nothing like that. Or you know how a lot of times they put like herba pura, all those fruits, and then that really, really dense, just overpowering in your face musk. No, that's not this. This is soft, airy, clean, easy to wear. That's why I just love the way that day 3 does their musks. So yeah, if you like a mango fragrance that isn't going to choke you out with a bunch of oud in the base, definitely check this one out. If you want a soft, clean, musky vibe with your mango, definitely check this one out. It has really decent performance for a summertime fragrance along with Escandalo. They're not loud fragrances. They're not meant to be. They've got about 6 hours, I'd say 6 hours of a nice scent bubble around you that just gives you these pleasant summery feels throughout the day. So yeah, I do really, really enjoy this one. Okay, they have a brand new one that's coming out. It's launching on May 9th. It's not out yet, but they did send this one to me, and I'm so glad they did. Their brand new release called Royal Reflection. This is ranked next. Now, I have to be honest with you. This one I've given less attention to than the others. The other ones I have worn on skin multiple times, really tested them out. This one I have only worn one time. I gave it a full body wear, not anywhere near. So this could rise up in the ranks for me. But as of right now, this one is just going here. But this is beautiful. This is a beautiful fragrance. So this is passion fruit at the top, which I really, really like. I like passion fruit if it's done right. Sometimes it can be like, woo, passion fruit, like in your face, but it's soft in here. It's not overpowering. And then you have French rose, and it says luxurious, light, and fresh. I completely agree with that. This type of rose that's in here is a fresh, light, airy kind of rose. It's not a sweet, jammy rose. It's not a dark rose. It's very fresh. It's a fresh rose. It's quite feminine. It's very feminine leaning and it's really beautiful. And then the base is soft white musk. Again, yes, I get all of that from this fragrance for sure. I enjoyed this quite a bit when I wore it the other day to test it out. Now, I will be honest, the very first spray of this fragrance I don't enjoy, and I'm not sure why. I thought I wasn't going to like this fragrance when I first sprayed it. But once it sits on the skin, something happens where that passion fruit sweetens. At first, it's not sweet at all. Like, it didn't have enough sweetness for me, and that might be good for some people, but it sweetens up on my skin. The passion fruit starts to sweeten up, and then that fresh, light rose comes through, which I really like. And then it's a cloud of soft, elegant, sophisticated, very feminine musk. It's not an overly complex fragrance, and yet it's unique because not a lot of fragrances with that rosy, musky vibe have passion fruit in the top. So it's definitely different. It brings something different to the table, but it's still a really, really easy reach, especially for spring. I mean, this is perfect for spring. Okay, this next fragrance won some awards as well, and for good reason. This is a fantastic fragrance. I absolutely love it. Now we're starting to get into like my loves from this house, like straight up. No questions asked. Absolutely love these fragrances. This is La Tacita De Cafe, and this is absolutely fantastic, and I can completely see why it won an award. Now, this is right up my alley. So top notes, you have orange, spices, and sweet cream. You are speaking my language. So good. And then you have Dominican coffee, rose, and chocolate. Chocolate can be iffy for me sometimes, but this is not dominant chocolate in here. Coffee can be a little tricky for me. I like coffee in my fragrances as long as it doesn't smell like I spilled a cup of coffee on myself. That's not the case for this. Yes, there is definitely coffee in here. I can pick it up, but the other notes comes through, so it still smells like a perfume and not that you dropped coffee or spilled coffee all over yourself. Base, you have brown sugar, vanilla musk, and tonka absolute, which yes, and yes. Love all of that. It is no surprise that I adore this fragrance. It is so good. It's really, really good in the fall and winter. It has really, really good performance. This thing will last all day. It's not light and airy like the summer fragrances I was talking about. This definitely has some depth and some va-va-voom to it for sure. It's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, if you like coffee fragrances, but you don't want it to be overly coffee, this is a fantastic one and won an award for a reason. I love it. So that's La Tacita De Cafe. Okay, up next is a fragrance that really kind of surprised me, but it is super unique and I ended up thoroughly enjoying it, like a lot more than I expected. This is Downtown Deja Vu. This fragrance has fruit smoothie in the opening, which makes a lot of sense to me because I couldn't pick up a specific fruit. I just knew it was fruity, but I didn't know what fruit I was smelling. Yeah, I still get that. It's like this, combo of fruits, like a fruit smoothie. And definitely has some citruses in the opening. And then the heart is fresh new t-shirt and cosmetic counter. Now, okay, here's the thing. At first I was super confused because right away I smelled iris big time. But then when I looked at the notes, I was like, there's no iris in here, but I knew there was iris. But then when I realized it says cosmetic counter, iris is in a lot of like a lipsticky iris, cosmetics. That it makes sense why I thought there was iris in here. I do think there's some iris in here that makes up that cosmetic counter smell. You know what I mean? And I'm not the biggest fan of fresh linen or laundry scents. So the fresh new like t-shirt smell, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about that. But it's actually it's really great mixed with that fruit smoothie feel. And then the base you have cinnamon buns, which again, that just makes it so like, what is going on with this fragrance? It's like a mishmash of weird stuff going on that I wasn't expecting, but it works. It really does. Cinnamon buns, suede jacket, and cotton candy. I mean, what a weird combo of notes, but it really works out. And I do get I don't get the cotton candy on the paper so much, but I've worn this a couple of times, and actually more than a couple of times, several times. And I definitely pick up that cotton candy on my skin as it starts to, develop on the skin. So yeah, it's just so great. Okay, this next one is another one that I didn't think I would love as much as I did, but I've worn this several times now, and every time I wear it, I thoroughly enjoy it. I just love this fragrance. This is Delmare. Another summery fragrance. Now, when I saw the notes, I knew I'd like the opening because it has lime. Lime zest, and bergamot. I'm a big fan of lime in my fragrances. I absolutely love lime. And this definitely gives that zingy, zesty lime in the opening. Yes, I just love this so much. This is so great. Did I rank these? Yes, I did, because I do really love this fragrance. This is lime zest, bergamot. The heart, you have ocean breeze, which is a fantasy accord, jasmine, and coconut. The coconut in here doesn't smell like sunscreen. It's not a sunscreeny, but it does have that ocean breezy feel. I live in South Carolina, right next to not right next to the beach, but close to, like, I can get to the beach in probably 20 minutes from where I live. And anyway, so my point is I go to the beach all the time, and this smells like that breezy ocean. Yeah, ocean breeze. That's exactly what this smells like. And I love the white floral in here, that jasmine in here. It's not too much. And then the base is warm sand and white musk. It's a beautiful, elegant smelling, beachy scent. But it's not beachy like sunscreen or suntan lotion. It is a summery, ocean breeze, white, floral, feminine, absolutely fantastic fragrance. I just absolutely love this. They captured summertime without it, but luxury. It smells like summertime luxury. Okay, now out of all the fragrances that I have from day 3, this is by far the one that I wear the most, and I am shocked how much I love it. Now, I haven't dipped into this bottle yet because I still have the old bottle that I've been wearing that they sent me. This is the new bottle with, the new design. But yes, this is the most worn day 3 fragrance that I have. I've worn it several times because I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. So the top, you have lemon, cedar, and bergamot. Heart, you have iris, definitely iris in here, candied violet, and narcissus, which I was scared about the violet. I'm not going to lie, because I'm usually not a fan of violet, but in here it does just smell like a little touch of a sweetness, like a candied violet, not thick violet. I don't like thick violet smells, but the candied violet and the iris mixed together just gives the softest, most feminine, beautiful. This is such a gorgeous iris scent. Calling all iris lovers, you got to check this out. Base, you have cedar, musk, amber, rain, which is a fantasy note. I don't know what it is about this fragrance. I think it's just because I wasn't expecting to love it so much, and so I was shocked at how much I can wear this. I just reach for this a lot. This is the easiest reach fragrance. This could easily be a signature scent if you're someone who's looking for an easy reach kind of signature scent, but you don't want to smell like everybody else, because this is different and unique. But yet, again, they're so good at that. They do different and unique, easy reach fragrances really, really well. I feel like that this house shines in that department. But yeah, this is just a beautiful, not overly sweet, with just the right touch of sweetness from the candied violets, and gorgeous, irisy, easy reach, very feminine and extremely elegant smelling fragrance. I just love this one. So yeah, my most reached for perfume from this house, say less. Now, these next 2 fragrances were really tough for me to decide which one I loved more. They are both amazing, and I genuinely love these fragrances. Yeah, I kind of went back and forth, but I think I made the right decision. Number 2 is Tres Oores, and this is newer as well. This was just released this is the newest one, Royal Reflection, but then I think this one was released before that. Anyway, it's a fantastic gourmand fragrance. And what I love about this, it's a gourmand you can wear all year round because it is not thick, it is not dense, it is not heavy, and it has pineapple in it. And I love pineapple. The opening gives this like summery vibes because of the pineapple. So the notes are, you have mandarin orange and pineapple, which is just so good. Pineapple's the best. I freaking love pineapple. And then you have plantains, I think. They're called plantains. And I didn't really know what that was. I had to look it up because I live in the United States. We don't really have plantains here from what or maybe we do. I don't know, but maybe I'm sure you can get them, but I don't think they grow here. And so I looked it up and they look like bananas, but they're bigger than bananas and they're not as sweet, I believe. They're a little starchier. Anyway, this has plantains and it also has cinnamon, which you get me there. Okay, you've got pineapple and cinnamon. Yes, I absolutely love it. So then at the base, you have honey, brown sugar, and amber, which are notes I adore. So this whole composition is just right up my alley. Absolutely fantastic. But again, honey, you would think would be like a thicker fragrance. You would think this would be like a fall, winter type of fragrance, but it's really all year round because the honey's not thick. Did I make, maybe this should be in the #1 spot. I just adore this. This is so good. If you like pineapple, if you like gourmands, but you don't want something that's so thick and dense that you can only wear it in like super cold weather, this is it. And in the #1 spot, we have Ambar Dominicano. This has all the notes that are right up my alley that I absolutely love. So top notes have cola. You got me there, okay? With cola. I mean, I just love a fragrance that has cola in it, but this is not your typical cola type of scent. This has some sophistication to it. But that cola is definitely there. How fun is this fragrance? How great is this fragrance? This has been my, I've had other fragrances that they've sent to me since I've tried this one, but none of them have beat this one yet. Tresors came close, but this is my #1. I just love that cola note. Cola, lavender, and cinnamon. Now the cinnamon is definitely more pronounced in here, so I'd say you do have to like cinnamon to like this fragrance. It is definitely in here. And then in the heart, you have honey. This is definitely more of a thicker kind of honey, but not overpowering. It's not too much. It's not too much honey. There's Divana in here, which I don't pick up on. I was a little nervous about that because sometimes Divana doesn't work out for me. It can come across as too bitter and green for me sometimes, but it doesn't in here. So if you don't like Divana, don't let that scare you. There's patchouli and anise in here. I guess I kind of picked that up, but again, it's very well blended. If you are not a patchouli fan, I wouldn't let that stop you from trying this fragrance. I think it's just in here to give it depth and base, but it's not like there's no earthiness that comes out to me in this fragrance. I wouldn't know that there was anise in here either, honestly. I guess maybe I can't tell the difference between that and the cinnamon. I just smell like a spicy cinnamon. And then the base, you have amber, definitely warm ambery, lots and lots of vanilla for sure. And then there's also clove, which again, I wouldn't have known that was in here. It just kind of mixes with the anise and the cinnamon to give off a spicy kind of vibe. It's not overly spicy to me, but I'm a big fan of cinnamon, so I really enjoy it. Really, really fantastic fragrance. Really great performance. This is pretty strong, actually. This lasts and cuts through the cold really, really well. This is definitely a fall-winter fragrance for me. And yeah, really, really good performance. And I really find this one to be down the middle unisex. I really feel like anyone could wear this. It doesn't matter, man, woman, it's going to smell fantastic. It doesn't lean too much one way or the other, in my opinion. I feel very comfortable wearing it, but I feel like this would smell really great on a man too. So just overall, my favorite from the house. It's really great. This is Ambar Dominicano. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. Those are my fragrances from day 3. Thank you guys. Thank you to day 3 for sending me these fragrances. And I just think your house is fantastic. I highly recommend them. Please go check them out. I do have a discount code with them. It's JAX15. You can save 15% on your fragrances if you decide that you want to check any of these out, or don't use the code. That's completely fine too. No pressure, but if you do want to save 15%, use JAX15. And yeah, I just think it's an amazing house. So again, let me know what you think of these. Have you tried these? Do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? And yes, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.